building in St. Augustine vandalized Friday night. This building on 7 Aviles Street is the same one Action News Jax told you was going to be partially demolished. Action News Jax reporter Zion Dakota is live in St. Augustine this afternoon. And Zion, this vandalism came just hours after more serious sections of the building was approved for further demolition.
It did, Phil, and there were many people in the community who were concerned about the demolition, or at least partial demolition, of this historic site. But I want to show you something interesting. Now, the building's contractor told me that this brick was thrown through the window on Friday evening. Now, it says life and sorry on one side, but interestingly, I want to show you this part. It says Frederick Douglass on one side, and then some sort of a rope on the other side of the brick. So you do the math on what the messaging is on that one. The building contractor tells me that it was thrown through the site of the building on Friday. Again, it reads sorry on one side. You see the cross on the other side. The building contractor tells me he's not sure what the messaging could be for this, but I want you to take a look at this video that was sent in to Action News Jax by the building contractor of the person who allegedly vandalized this site on Friday. Now, someone recorded this as the vandalism apparently occurred in front of a crowd of people. The building contractor, Chad Schwaninger, tells me that the man in this video allegedly threw that brick. He said it was decorated with the description that I just showed you. Passers-by said that the man in the video said that he was paid by a religious organization to commit that act. Now, as Action News Jax told you on Friday, the building's owner and contractor were seeking to have further partial demolitions of the city's former jail approved due to poor structural conditions described in an engineer's report. Take a listen.
Multiple people called the police. There was people out here sitting, enjoying their dinner, when this fully masked, you couldn't see his face, he had glasses, he had gloves, duct taped. I mean, he was in a full jumpsuit, so you had no idea, besides he was a white male, about 6 foot and in his 40s.
Now, the building's contractor says that they are now allowed to tear down the entire second story of the building and the front west section, but the jail's walls, garage, and back walls have to stay intact until a further meeting. But again, the contractor tells me that police are coming later to get this brick, which is in my hand. Again, you see the messaging there, Frederick Douglass, sorry, across on one side, life on the other side, and then some sort of rope on the other side of this brick. Again, the police are coming to collect this. More on this story later this afternoon on Action News Jax. For local coverage you can count on in St. Augustine, I'm Zion Dakota, Action News Jax.
All right, Zion, thank you. Also new.
Only on Action News Jax, vandalism of a historic building caught on camera in St. Augustine. As Action News Jax Zion Dakota reports, it came just hours after more sections of the building were approved for demolition.
The contractor for historic 7 Aviles Street here in St. Augustine says this brick was smashed through the front window of the former jail on Friday evening, and now he's just trying to figure out who would have done something like this and why. Contractor Chad Schwaninger of KRB Construction says workers at Forgotten Tonic Restaurant across the street from the historic site observed this masked man vandalizing the building on Friday night.
The waitresses at Nona's come up and talked to him, and he said he was paid by a religious organization to be here and to mind his own business, and he finished spray painting the stuff on the building.
That's when Schwaninger tells me the masked man allegedly threw this brick wrapped in plastic featuring the words sorry, Frederick Douglass, a cross, and rope on each side.
Multiple people called the police. There was people out here sitting, enjoying their dinner, when this fully masked, you couldn't see his face, he had glasses, he had gloves, duct taped. I mean, he was in a full jumpsuit, so you had no idea, besides he was a white male, about 6 foot and in his 40s.
The motivation and the messaging remains unclear.
I don't know if they're upset that we're taking the building down.
As Action News Jax told you Friday, Schwaninger and the building's owners, John and Sonia Rude, were seeking to have further partial demolitions of the city's former jail approved due to poor structural conditions described in an engineer's report. They were granted permission for a partial demolition by the city's Historic Architectural Review Board. The contractor is now allowed to tear down the entire second story and front west section, but the jail walls, garage, and back walls have to remain intact for now until a further meeting. The contractor says the owners tried to save the historic structure.
They've invested over $100 grand into this building, into saving it. Now they're spending even more to take it down safely, brick by brick, so we can reuse it.
The building will be rebuilt using its original bricks. The contractor says the upper floors will once again be a private residence. Now for the owners, floors, and the bottom floor is available for commercial use. Zion Decoto, Action News Jax.
TSA